When I heard about Nancy Metayer, a Haitian leader, the first and only Black female deputy mayor of Coral Springs, Florida, and the only woman on the Coral Springs Commission, it hit me deeply, not just because of what happened, but because I saw myself in her, and it made me realize something. We don't talk enough about the hidden challenges women leaders quietly carry. And the truth is, when people see strong women leading, they see the strength, but they don't see what it costs. If this is your first time here, I'm Angie Marie. I've lived and led across cultures from Jamaica to Africa to the United States, and I share real life lessons to help you navigate life, leadership, and growth wherever you are. Welcome to my channel. The reason this hits me so deeply is because I've been in rooms where I didn't feel ready to lead, but I was chosen anyway. And when I look at Nancy Metayer, I don't just see her title, I see the weight she had to carry. Have you ever been in a position where you felt like, I'm just not ready for this, but everyone else believed you were? That was me. Back in Jamaica, I was sent to a regional conference, surrounded by leaders from across the Caribbean, and while everyone else was stepping forward, I was trying to stay quiet, to stay hidden, hoping they wouldn't choose me. I was hiding, guys. I didn't want them to select me. And this is one of the hidden challenges we don't talk about. Sometimes women don't struggle with ability. We struggle with the weight of what leadership actually requires. Have you ever felt that? Like you could do something, but you also knew how much it would demand from you? Please let me know in the comments.
Can share some things from my own experience. A lot of times women, servant leaders, women, our first priority is not to lead. But when I was in my 30s back in Jamaica, I was honored and given some huge responsibilities. And one of those responsibilities was to be in charge of the entire consumer protection, consumer education, consumer affairs in my country, Jamaica. As a young woman, just like Nancy.
I was traveling internationally and speaking to audiences across the world.
And at one point, at a conference in Trinidad and Tobago, they wanted to select a committee to help to guide the legal consumer protection in the entire English-speaking Caribbean.
Friends, from the outside, that looks like opportunity, but on the inside, it can feel overwhelming.
So while I was at that conference, I was hiding. I don't want to talk. I don't want to open my mouth too much. I felt like I don't want them to choose me. I like to be the support. He supports the man in charge. That's me naturally. And so even if I were to get married again, that's my desire, that the man would be up there and I'd be behind him like a rib, his backbone behind. Guess what? They picked me. They nominated me and I had to lead that committee for the entire English-speaking Caribbean. Serving, taking care of the needs.
But another reality we don't always talk about is how leadership can affect your personal life, your family, your relationships. Because when you're carrying so much responsibility on the outside, it doesn't just stay outside. Sometimes it follows you home. Have you ever felt like your responsibilities were pulling you in different directions? At work and at home? Right, yes it does, in the comments.
But one thing I can tell you is that when a woman is made or asked to lead like that, as Nancy was, behind every good female leader, there are men. And what happened was, the men who were on the rest of the committee, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Barbados, all the other Caribbean countries, those men were super supportive. They were like, Angie, you're not going to be doing this alone. We're here with you. We're going to lift you up. usually there are men behind us. And that's why I say, in terms of a community, let's stop the division and unite. Madame Nancy Metayer is obviously a special light that I can relate to. She sat on a commission as the only woman. 6 commissioners responsible for local government, certain things to do with law, certain things to do with budget. It's a high level of responsibility. As I thought about it, I said, when a woman sits on a commission with 6 men, she offers a perspective that, based on what God has given us as women, a man just does not have that, okay? When a woman leads, we offer care, respect, wisdom, sensitivity, empathy, balance, a different kind of perspective that God gave us. And so when she's taken out, I would say a giant has been cut down, a huge tree has been cut down, some shoes are left that I don't know who is going to be able to fill them.
And maybe that's part of the problem. We don't fully understand what women leaders carry until they're gone.
I'm hurt. I'm personally hurt about it. But hey, as I said, this is not about me. We're talking about women who lead and the men who support us. I can tell you one thing, and that is that in the same way you hear that behind every successful man there's a woman or a good woman, I would dare say that behind every woman who is able to lead and to lead very well, there's a very strong support of men or a supportive man. I know that she has had a strong community. I know there's no way she could have done and accomplished what she has accomplished by herself. So it took a community to raise her and to bring her to that point. And I'm telling you from experience.
And when I think about Nancy Metayer, I don't just see a title, a deputy or vice mayor. I see a woman who carried so much quietly. A woman who was the only woman in the room. A woman who had to lead, support, care, sacrifice, and still show up strong. And maybe that's the part we miss sometimes. We celebrate strong women, but we don't always understand what their strength is carrying. Leadership is not just about being capable. It's about what you're willing to carry, and sometimes carry alone. And another reality we don't always talk about is how leadership can affect your personal life, your family, your relationships. Because when you're carrying so much responsibility out there, it doesn't just stay there. It sometimes follows you home. And one thing I've learned from my own life and from women like Nancy Metayer is that no strong woman gets there alone. Support matters. Community matters. And yes, the men who stand with us matter also. So let me ask you, do you think we truly support women leaders the way we should? And if you're a woman, what has leadership cost you? Please let me know in the comments. My sincere condolences to everyone who loved Nancy Metayer. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I invite you to subscribe, to like this video, and share it with anyone who would need this. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next video.